Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a little past 12 here on the east part of the United States right now. So let us know where you're tuning in from, what city or state or country. I love hearing from people from all over the world. But the reason why I wanted to do a little LinkedIn Live today is because I have gotten so many requests from people all over the world, and a few trickled in last night that I wanted to address. And these are questions regarding my new program that I'm launching next week. So lots of curiosity surrounding it. And again, I hope these questions help you if you had the same questions. So let's talk about what some people are asking. And as I'm talking, feel free to, jump in the chat again. Let us know where you're from. Hi, Shirley. It's good to see you. So I got a question last night from Amanda in the United Kingdom, and she had a good question. She said, "Why are you calling this a program and not an online course?" I thought that was interesting. So I wanted to field her question. And hey, from Nigeria. Nice to see you, Success Peter. So this is different than an online course, right? So online courses have about a 10% completion rate. Wow, that's crazy. So I didn't want to develop an online course that only 10% of people walked away successful from. My goal was to develop a program that we meet once a week as a group, as members, and really work to support each other, right? So, my goal with this program is that clients watch my videos, watch my training, and then actively apply it to their profiles, their content strategy, etc. And then once a week, we meet for an hour. We feed off of each other. We engage. We have these masterminds where we talk about content, what worked for them, what didn't work, right? But then also, it's furthering that education, right? So if people have questions, we're going to have Q&A time at the end, and I'll address those questions individually. I'll also pull in panel experts for that week that can talk about a subject in more depth and detail. So it's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to cover, but that's the difference between this and just an online course, to field Amanda from the United Kingdom's question about that. And again, as I'm talking, if you guys have any questions as well about the online program that I'm going to be launching, pardon me, next week, just let me know. But the program is centered around LinkedIn personal branding. So it's called the LinkedIn Personal Branding Playbook. I had a question from Joe out of New York, New York last night. And his question was, how does personal branding help someone if they're already in a career? So Joe is a director at his company, and he works for a really lucrative firm in New York. And his question was, I'm good in my career, so why do I need it, right? Well, that's a great question. And I'm really glad that Joe asked me that last night, because there's no such thing as job security anymore, right? So this year in 2022, so far, 67,000 tech workers in the United States alone have been let go and laid off from their jobs. Just last week, over 11,000 employees at Meta got let go as well. So, this is enough to give anybody pause and say, you know what, tomorrow may not be guaranteed. So, it's about having that safety net in your career so that even if something happens to you, you have a built in network on LinkedIn. People know you exist. You have a content strategy that, again, it's with strategy and with intention. So, regardless of where you are in your career or where you are in your life, it targets the people you want to target, right? So, it was a really good question from Joe. I had Samantha out of Los Angeles, California also reach out. And her question was, does the program help with content strategy? She said that was something that she needed a lot of help on. And she confessed to me, she said, all I do is repost other people's content. I've never made an original post. So it's something that a lot of people are looking for, right? Is how do I develop an original content strategy that appeals to an audience? So, content strategy, it's pretty in depth, but one of the things that I teach is that it should come from a place of authenticity, right? Sharing what you believe, sharing past failures that you've had, as well as stories of successes. Make content that is inspiring because leaders follow other leaders, right? So if you're creating a content strategy and not just reposting something that somebody else has already done, and you're really working to create original content, people are going to gravitate to that. So that's something that I do teach in this program as well. So thank you, Samantha from LA, for that question. And again, as I'm talking, if you guys have any questions, I will also answer them live. So feel free to put me on the spot. I'm totally okay with that. I had Matthew from Rhode Island, USA, reach out last night as well. He said, "Can you describe the group meetings that will be held in this program?" So clearly, Matthew has tuned in and has been following what I'm doing with this program. So the group meetings are going to be held again once a week in a cohort style 60-minute session. So the group meetings are again designed for us to all connect with each other. I don't want to have anybody in this program be a stranger to anybody else. I want us all to be connected up. So immediately when we first start our first day of this program, I expect people to watch a video or two, kind of get familiarized with the material, and then jump into one of the weekly cohorts, come with some questions, right? Because again, there's going to be Q&A time at the end, but it's going to be centered around the style of connectivity and networking. I really want to emphasize that a lot. So immediately at the beginning of every meeting, I'm going to encourage every single group member to drop their social media handles, especially their LinkedIn URL. I want everyone to connect with everyone else. There's a couple reasons for that. One, it helps increase our followers, right? So, and we should support each other. We're all in this journey together. But number two, I want us all to engage in each other's content as well. Let's like each other's posts. Let's comment on each other's posts. Let's, engage in each other's LinkedIn live shows. Let's network together and support each other. So again, that's the vision I have for the program on a long-term scale, is that accountability and that support on a much larger level. So, anybody can be successful with just about anything in life, right? With consistency. So, if you work out, if you have a really healthy diet, guess what? You're going to reach your health goals, but you have to be consistent with it. Same thing with LinkedIn and social media. It only works if you put the energy into it and you act on a consistent basis, on a reoccurring pattern, right? That's how people get to know, like, and trust you and ultimately do business with you. So, another, idea that I want to emphasize with this program is the consistency, is that accountability factor. It's so easy to create content, right? And you put it out once and it could be brilliant. But if you step away and then only do that once a month, no one's going to know you exist, right? No one, you're not going to have a following built up. So this program is also designed with accountability in mind. I want to see X amount of posts per week, and I have it written down in a schedule for people to follow. Literally, Monday, I want you to post this, Tuesday, this, Wednesday, this, all days of the week. Those can be mixed up and, intertwined, but I have it written out and it's very strategic of when and how and what day you should post. I even go into the time you should post. So I kind of take away all the guessing from you. And again, it's just to set you up for the most amount of success possible. I also had a question from Alice from Victoria, Australia. And Alice's question is, can anyone benefit from this program, or is this more for advanced people? She said she's brand new to LinkedIn and has 50 followers. So she wasn't sure if this is something that would be beneficial for her or if it's more for advanced people. Great question, Alice. Thank you so much for reaching out. This is designed literally for anyone who wants to develop a personal brand and increase their reach, increase their sales, increase their monetize their LinkedIn profile, right? This is designed for anybody to take you to the next level. So even if you're a brand new user or somebody that's been on LinkedIn for a while and feels like they've plateaued, it's for anybody, literally anybody. I already have members that are, I would consider advanced in the program, that have already inquired to sign up, and I have beginner level people as well, and then some intermediate. So the good news is again, we're going to be able to feed off and learn from each other. That's the beautiful part of it. So regardless if LinkedIn is brand new to you, if you don't feel confident on this platform, and or if you just use this as like a static resume billboard in the past, um, this is good for anybody to, again, take you to that next level so that even if you have plateaued on LinkedIn, it'll again take you to that next step. And we've got James coming in. Hey, James, how are you doing? Last question I had that came in last night was, his name is James as well, and he is from South Africa. And his question was, he's a new sales professional and he's trying to use LinkedIn to sell, but he's not having luck. I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. So he's asking, would this program be able to help him in his sales career? And my answer to James was absolutely. And the reason for that is because anybody can develop a personal brand and should develop one, right? Again, with strategy, with intention. So for James, being new in a sales career, not knowing how to reach out to people on LinkedIn, not feeling confident about it. One of the things that I talk about is the do's and don'ts of LinkedIn communication. And I do hit on LinkedIn sales a little bit with this program. And the reason is because, well, we're all here with some type of business goal in mind, right? So, in order for us to go that next level of success in business or in life, you have to learn those basic principles and the fundamentals of LinkedIn communication. And I do teach that. So it can help you if you're a sales professional. It can help you if get unstuck in your career. If you feel like you've plateaued on LinkedIn or in your career, it can help get you to that next level. This could help get you seen by recruiters, by hiring managers, because some of the things that I talk about are profile optimization, SEO, keywords, and how to set your profile up so that you're actually viewed by the people that you want to have found you, right? So I'm going to share with you a quick little testimonial. I've got a client testimonial on another screen. And this is somebody that I just started working with just last week. And her name is Tara also. And what a great testimonial this was. So I only had, by this time, started copywriting her profile. So I worked on her headline, her about section, her work history. I made sure all of her skills were in line with what her goals were for her career. And that's about it. I hadn't done any graphics or anything fancy at this time. So, step one is optimizing your profile. And there's a lot of reasons behind that, but the profile acts just like a website, folks. It's Google, Yahoo, and Bing searchable. Google, Yahoo, Bing searchable. Is that news to anybody listening? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So treat your profile just like you would a website. You would put lots of SEO in there. You would put lots of keywords in there, right? You would make it explicitly clear who you are, what you do, what who you serve, and what problems that you help them with, just like a website would. So this from my client, again, I hadn't done anything anything fancy to her profile yet. We don't even have her website built yet. And already, as you can see, 3 new clients came to her solely due to the work that we did on her profile. So again, that's why this can help anybody, regardless of where they are in their career or life, just by creating a really nice optimized profile that again targets your target audience. That's so important. And then we've got a question from James Pearson. Thank you so much, James. He says, I want to increase my reach. Can you help me out with that? Of course. So with LinkedIn, the beautiful thing with LinkedIn is it's organic. It can be, right? Of course, you can have paid advertising on LinkedIn, but I teach organic. I don't teach paid. Everything that I've done, James, on LinkedIn has been 100% organic, my friend. I've never even paid for LinkedIn Premium, believe it or not. So everything I teach is free. It's organic. And the beauty of that is once you learn the organic methodologies and how to really play with the platform on a totally organic and free way, you can have exponential growth after that. So I'm almost at 30,000 connections. This year alone, I've gained about 16,000 connections. So the grass is green where you water it, folks. And I'm going to teach you content strategy that gets you reach, that increases the amount of connections that you have. But it's not just about a vanity metrics either. When I look at my connections, there's about 80% of them are CEOs. They're top level decision makers. So I'll teach you even how to network with top level decision makers as well and increase your reach with strategy and intention. Because it's not enough to get a vanity metric. You want to make sure that your metric is high with top quality folks. That's important. So thank you so much for your comment, James, and your question. But yes, reach is so important for all of us. Um, and just earlier this morning, I looked at a statistic. Right now, as of late October 2022, LinkedIn now has 875 million members. So again, that's 875 million websites. You can think of it, profiles, right? You're one out of those 875 million. What I teach is how to stand out, how to differentiate yourself, how to be different. And when you do that, when you develop a personal brand that differentiates yourself from the other 875 million, you get reach. And that's how you get it organically. So, again, that is something that I teach. Here's a comment again from James. That's huge. Wow. I'm fully interested. It is life changing, James. I am living proof of that because just my personal experience for anybody who is new to connecting with me. Prior to March of 2022, I was very much in the corporate world. I was a corporate sales director. And it wasn't until I got burnt out from a toxic work environment and said, you know what? I want to try full time entrepreneurship going forward. It was a huge leap of faith. And prior to that, I had built up connections. I had a decent amount of followers, but I hadn't posted original content. I had never done a video. I had no idea what a carousel post even was, okay? So I had to learn all of this and dive really deep into the algorithm, really have a full understanding of what that was. I had to learn from trial and error and failures. And you know what? All of that taught me how to do this in the most efficient way to save everybody time. Because at the end of the day, time is our most efficient um, is our most beautiful resource, and we don't have an infinite amount of it on this earth. So, just like my client Tara, after just 6 days of just completing the profile optimization, she gained an ROI. She had a positive ROI just from that. So, gaining 3 clients in 6 days with no outreach of any kind, that's it really tells me that there's a magnetism, power, and impact that personal branding has that I don't really think a lot of people talk about enough. And that is that it, again, creates that magnetism, that attraction to help bring people to you. So I don't know if anybody's tired of hunting. I know I am. Again, I used to be in corporate sales, and all I felt like I was always doing was hunting, hunting, hunting. And there's power to that, but there's way more power in having people hunt you and find you and come to you. And that's when I feel like you really step into your power and really become successful ultimately, is when you get that attraction from your ideal clients. Again, it could be ideal clients, it could be business partners, we could be talking about investors, we could also be talking about hiring managers and recruiters. So, again, these are the people that are on LinkedIn right now and that are looking for that top talent. They're looking for that leadership. They're looking for something to guide, someone to guide the way for them, right? Now, when you post, how many people have seen this, right? So let's say you put a post out. You know how many likes are on that post. You also can see the amount of comments. Another thing that you see are the amount of views and impressions, right? But you can't see who those people are. There's a lot of power in those impressions, folks, and you never know who's watching. So don't take your content for granted. Every day when you publish content on LinkedIn, show up as a subject matter expert. Show up as a leader. Show up as someone with a story to tell that wants to be inspiring for someone else. And you know what? Those views will eventually turn into likes, that turn into comments, that start relationships that lead to business opportunities. It can start from comments, it can start from posts. I want to share one more success story that I've had just this month on LinkedIn. And that was due to a comment I had on a Social Saturday post. So, a lot of people are familiar with Social Saturday. One of the comments that I made on someone else's post was reasons to connect with me. One of the reasons is because I believe in kindness in all aspects of life and business. Well, someone from a very large company saw that comment. It wasn't even a post, guys. It was a comment on someone else's feed. And they asked me to send them a proposal. You'd never know who's watching. So those views, those impressions you make, those are things you can take to the bank eventually. Just keep up the consistency with your content. Again, make sure there's a strategy, right? So who are you communicating with and why? What are your goals? If I have one worksheet that I would like for everyone to complete today, something, a piece of homework, a task, it's to write down 5 core values that you have. 5 core values. And why are we talking about core values anyway, right? Well, that has a lot to do with your personal brand, because your personal brand is you. It's who you are, it's what you believe in, it's what you've been through, and where you are going. Your personal brand is you, and your core values are a part of that, integral part of that personal brand that I'm talking about. And when you show others your core values and what you believe in and why, again, it really creates that attraction mechanism to find the right people. And that's another thing that I teach, is really drilling down to the core of who you are, what your goals are, and why, so that you can attract the right opportunities to you. So I hope that helps. I hope that was a good explanation. Thank you so much, James, for your interest in the program. Next week, guys, I will be hosting a completely complimentary LinkedIn workshop. This workshop is going to be talking about personal branding. It's only 30 minutes for 3 days. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And the goal of that is to get people interested in learning more about LinkedIn, learning more about personal branding. It's complimentary. It's my gift to you guys. But I also want people that come into the program, because it is a group style program, I want serious people. I want people with a burning, intense desire to succeed. I don't want to take and accept just anybody and everybody. This is so integral to the success of every single member that each one has a burning desire to succeed. So I want to make sure that only the most appropriate people are selected into this program, because again, the whole point of it is that we network with each other, we support each other's posts, and we learn from each other. So this is something that is a goal of mine. I want to make sure that only the most people with a burning desire to succeed join this program. So if that sounds like you, you are more than welcome to come to my complimentary workshop next week. Again, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I will drop a link in the comment section after this video goes out. And I hope to see you there. Again, if you're interested in taking charge of your career, getting unstuck, going to that next level of success, monetizing your LinkedIn profile, developing your personal brand, gaining reach, gaining traction, increasing your sales. This is all possible with this program. So I hope that helps everyone. I hope to see you next week. And again, the official launch is on 11/25. So Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We are excited. We hope